What's up, everybody? My name is Vinny Ocean, and I love creating characters and personalities in the Fallout 4 universe. This is my latest and greatest creation. His name is Charlie Mox. He is a Tier 1 operator from the year 2077, obviously, and did some time in the military with the U.S. Army and fought in the Sino-American War. There's more to his lore that I kind of made up mentally, but I'll go into that as I kind of play through the series. But more importantly, I wanted to unpack what I'm going to be doing or the style of play that I'm going to have for this particular series. So, first and foremost, this game is, or this playthrough is on survival, and obviously that imposes its own meta penalties built into the game, and it is modded. But I'm not planning to use any of the mods to influence the leveling per se, but I will be using mods to obviously kind of accentuate like the character and the style and the play style, right? So like as an operator, he's going to have unique guns, he's going to have unique outfits, which through the power of editing, I'm going to show you in a minute. But I really wanted to at least first unpack the play style. So similar to like some of the YouTubers that I really like Willow comes to mind. He likes to create a lot of like scenarios and puts self-imposed penalties on himself so that the playstyle can obviously be entertaining and unique. So I'm going to be doing the same thing. So with this particular character in this universe, he is going to mainly focus on being a lone wanderer, like a really true lone wanderer. So no settlement building, really limited relationship building. As I actually complete quests and it says to go back to so-and-so to turn it in, if it's not in the area to turn it in, I'm not going to turn it in. I'll do it later. Um, I'm going to be really curious about buildings that I'm near, even if they're like connected to doing something else. I may go in them even if it's out of order. Like again, like a true wanderer. One of the mods I'm going to have is the campground, or it's called campsite. Um, and I'll show you in a minute. And it allows me to actually just drop a campsite no matter where I'm at. So that'll actually be fun and immersive because if I'm in the middle of nowhere and I needed to save, I could literally drop a campsite and and take my save, obviously in survival mode. So that'll be fun. I'm gonna really enjoy that part, along with the whole operator thing. Um, so I'm gonna have three kind of imposed. I don't know if you call them penalties, but it's the only word that can come to mind at the moment. So the three are first and foremost, I'm not going to be using any of the workshops to be able to break down and use material. The only material I can use to craft, um, create things, modify, or upgrade my weapons is anything that I find. So I literally cannot take that house, for example, break it down to use the steel. I can't find. Um, so if I need like the what do you call it? The circuit in order to create a turret, which again I can't do, but I'm trying to think of an example. If I needed to use a circuit for anything, I can't break something down. I have to destroy a robot and take it from him, for example. Um, Also, my character is going to be rolling around with a backpack, so that part would be a little bit more immersive, um, and be just knowing that obviously I have to carry everything around that I need. So I'm gonna have to be really conscious of when I'm ready to go mod something. I have to really know, and I have to find. I cannot create obviously a workbench. I have to go find one, write down what materials I need, go find them, or hopefully I have them, and then I can modify. So that's kind of a play style, or that's one part of the play style I'm going to be using. The other one is how I consume food and drink water. So I'm only going to eat things that I hunt. This character is not going to eat cram or any of the anything that I find that's not uh, either hunted or vegetable related. Couldn't think of the word vegetable. Yeah, so so obviously there's some melons here in the wild. You can find like wild carrots and gourd. So I'll eat that or anything that I hunt, and I'll definitely cook it, of course. And so anything that I find that's not those two things, I'm not going to consume. And that'll be fun because I could already see some moments in time where I'm going to be starving, and I may have not hunted in a while. I may be deep in a mission, and but that'll be kind of the meta fun of it. And then the other part, when it comes to water, I'm not allowed to buy water. I can only find water. So what I mean by that is if you should know this by now, but if you have empty bottles, and if you don't know this, I'll show you real quick. If you have empty bottles, always know there's one right here. Yeah, there's one right there. And you go to a river, you can actually create a dirty water, right? And so if you have three of those at a cooking, can't talk, at a cooking station, then you can change it to purified water. So that's the way I'm gonna get water and consume water, because obviously that's easiest way to do it without actually buying it, right? Or farming it, because I know a lot of people like to farm it in survival mode. So to recap, no workstation. Oh, workshop. So, except for one particular caveat. So I'm going to go get Preston, his group, and pull them in and bring them back here. There's some free XP that everybody loves to get by creating some of the things that I'm forgetting his name, ask you to do, right? Preston and his group, Sean Sturgis. I don't know why I can't remember his name. I'm getting old. So, anyways, when Preston comes over along with Sturgis, they're going to give us a task to make Sanctuary Heroes a little bit more comfortable. So I'm only going to build the things with the material that I find and can pick up. Again, not breaking anything down. And even though I kind of will be using the workshop, that'll be the only time I ever kind of interact with that kind of system. So I'll do that. I'm off the top of my head, I know like with the water pump, you have to have gears. So hopefully between here and Concord um, and the Red Rocket, I'll be able to find some gears and everything that they need to be set up and feel comfortable. And so that I can complete that, get the XP. And after that, I'm taking off. I am leaving, throwing the peace sign. I may come back to Sanctuary Hills at one point if I'm in the area. I may not, maybe a while, who knows. But that is the setup. Trying to think, did I miss anything? Nope, didn't miss anything. So with the power of editing, I am going to get busy and I have to do a lot. I have to go find a lot of different things. And when I'm done, I'll look a little bit different, and I'm going to show you the mods that I have loaded for this particular playthrough. So see you in a jiffy. All right, we're back. So I'm already starting to see some of the fun in this challenge. So I needed to create some of the mods that I'm going to be using with materials, obviously. And I'm so used to just breaking things down and just doing what I need to do to create it. But of course, I'm not allowing myself to do that. So it did take a little bit of a minute, but I had to actually think about like where I can get more cloth, because I usually don't have to think about that. You just break stuff down, right? So newspapers, cigarettes popped in my head, and I went over to Red Rocket and not only picked up dog meat, but picked up some of the cloth from there. So anyways, that's already some of the fun that I'm having already. So here is Charlie Mox, all G'd up from the feet up, looking quite dapper, very operator like, and ready to go out and into the Commonwealth. So weapon wise, or actually let me just show you the mods, because then that'll segue nicely into the, the weapons I'll be using, and also the campsite mod, which I think is super neat. All right, so here are the mods that we're rolling with. We got the Green Commonwealth for aesthetics, the Mercenary outfit pack. I'm already rocking the beanie from the pack, and I have a couple other pieces of armor that I'll put on when we get into heavy combat situations. So not only will it help with like the immersion part, but actually helps with the actual defense as well. Campsite, I'll showcase here in a minute. That's the one I was talking about earlier. RU-556 assault rifle. I'll be able to get that later. You have to go out to Fort Strong, swim out to a ship, and then pick it up there. The 556 ammo, you can't find it early on anyway, so it's gonna be a little bit before we get out there, but it'll probably be around as I'm getting close to level 25, because at level 25, I can craft 556 ammo because I have the craftable ammo mod, and it'll start showing up in vendors too. So if I went out and got it now, it wouldn't even make any sense because I couldn't even use it for a while. We got the canine harness for dog meat. For this playthrough, it's just going to be me and dog meat. So not only will it help with the immersion, because it'll look, obviously he'll look the part being an operator's dog. But it actually has a mod too, which opens up more carry weight for him. So that'll be nice since it's just me and him, and we're going to be literally hauling around as much stuff as we can. And also provides extra protection for him as well. So that's going to be kind of cool and nice. I do need to put 1 point into armor, but I do have some competing priorities since I'm pretty low level and I need to prioritize what I need to level up first, and he'll be fine. I'll protect him. We got C4, another thing that I'm going to be using much later. Right now it's not a high priority, but operator C4 is going to be fun. They kind of go hand in hand. Sig Sauer, I can't use until, or I can't craft it until I get to level 25, gun nut 3. Once you get gun nut 3, it opens up, and I do have another gun where I'll show you in a second that I'm going to be using until then. But that'll be kind of a fun, the way I'm kind of thinking through it is my character knows how to build this gun from scratch, but he needs to kind of find the material all across the Commonwealth because some of the pieces are pretty unique, and he needs to kind of just remember. Anyways, that's kind of, I'm kind of mentally role-playing into my head. We got the Jedi's Ghost Night Ops. I absolutely love this operator outfit. It's the one I'm wearing that you just saw. And I know there's a lot of really good ones out there. It just happens to be my favorite one, and it's what we're rocking with. And then we got the Colt 1911. So the Colt 1911, the way I'm kind of role-playing it is he had it hidden at Sanctuary Hills at his house. We dug it up. We found it. It was actually used as kind of like a memorial piece or art piece, or how would you say, like a collectible. But he needs something. He needs some better protection besides just these 10 mils that he's finding everywhere. And he went out, pulled that bad boy out. We're going to mod it here in a second. There's a couple mods we can do without having to have gun nut just yet, gun nut 1. And so I think we can even put a suppressor on it right away, which would be nice. And this build, as I kind of play through the game, I'll kind of talk a little bit more about like the path of the build too. But sneaking, operator, they go hand in hand, right? So anyways, and then I did have this one, Hats for Graves. I tried it out. I forgot that I left it on. But when you put on this hat, it cuts his hair. Like the back of his head is just bald, and it kind of looks jarring and like really takes you out. Especially this dude's rocking a bun. Like anyways, so it didn't make sense for us to carry it. All right, so let me show you how the tent works, or the campsite works, if you don't know. So it's always under your miscellaneous. Actually, the first thing you need to do is go get the book, which is in the basement at this house here. And in the book, once you pick it up, you can go to the chem station and craft a lot of the materials that you need. That's in the Adventures of Camping, yeah. And so first thing you do is just drop the pole tent. There you go. And then once you go over here and you get sleep in it. You can sleep in it for 8 hours, but you don't get the well-rested perk. I did read in the mod notes that a version of that is coming. So as soon as I see it, I'm for sure going to take advantage of that, but it's not at the moment, which is fine. Attach the lantern if it's at night, so you got to craft that too. You don't have to craft every time you need to use it. Once you make this, you have it. You just put it away. The only thing that's not you can't use regular over and over again is the fire. So I'm not going to do it now, but if you needed to use it, you drop the fire, and then when you look at the fire, it'll give you the option to add the cooking pot, which I have. There's actually a lot more things that come with the camping kit, but I only grab what I actually needed for this playthrough and what I'm really doing, because this whole thing is a lot more immersive. It's pretty neat. So there's a whole area you can set up, and even like a bed for dog meat as well. So if you really want that extra immersion where you're literally sitting at a campfire hanging out, you can actually create an area for you, a companion, and dog meat, which is kind of cool. But we're obviously not using it for that. Almost forgot to show y'all. So once we're pretending the fire is there and the cooking pot, once you're done with the cooking pot, you pick it up, and then the fire, you extinguish it, and then it's done. If you need to make more dog meat looking at me like I was talking to him, he distracted me. So when you need to make more campfires, you need 1 cloth, 1 oil, and wood. I think one of each, and you can make one. So I made 5 because I know I'm going to need them, obviously. And then out in the Commonwealth. So anyways, so that's how you do it. And then after that, you could pick it up. You could pick up your, obviously, cooking pot and extinguish your fire and move along. So I think that part will be fun. Obviously, just roaming around the Commonwealth and being able to just stop and rest wherever I wanted. It'll kind of help me be less worrisome too about the game crashing and me losing precious saves, especially since I'm running mods. Only thing I am worried about is running into uh, dog me degrees, by the way, running into the downtown area because not as quite as many areas that you kind of feel safe there. But worst case scenario, you can always run to the edge or an area where you do feel safe and drop it down. I know, dog meat. Hey, I'm almost done. Okay, so last thing, that outfits I'm wearing, I looked up to see if we could ballistic weave it, and I couldn't find anything on it on these particular mods. I assume that they are, but if they aren't, we may run into some trouble because these outfits do not have any type of energy resistance. So, and I'm super committed to, like, when I play through something a certain way. If you watched my last videos on Doc Holliday and Barack Obama, I am committed. And so, even if we can't get any type of energy resistance, I do have a gas mask that can help in a scenario like that. Um, but if we can't ballistic weave it, I'm still gonna roll with it. I just have to be more tactical and smart about my gunfights. I can't just be running and gunning, which kind of plays with the operator style of the way they would approach a combat anyway. They're not running and gunning. They're tactical. They're smart. They're elusive, and yeah. So that for me that won't be a problem. I can manage that. And then I do have some of the other modded outfits as well, just in case some of the other ones can be modded. And that might obviously help with some of the aesthetic change, especially if I'm playing with the series for a long time. Anyways, I'm rambling. So I know for a fact we can't enhance or do anything with this particular armor set, as you can see. But the Mercenary pack, because this is the Jedi one, the Mercenary pack, which is this one, do have outfits that you can like do the muffled or like the lighter weight or the more carry weight and stuff like that, if you're curious. All right, so I need, before I leave, I need to mod the 1911. And I just remembered I left everything that I found and picked up in a box over there or in a container. So I'm gonna, that sounded like a gunshot the way he whined. That was weird. I was like, what the heck? So I'm gonna go get that power of editing. I'll come back with all the material because right away you don't need to be, well, I'll show you. You don't have to have what do you call it? Gun nut 1 to put a suppressor on this. You do if you want to obviously go past this other part here, so which is fine. That's perfectly within the realm of or the logic of this game anyway. So that said, oh, this outfit, if you're curious, has a neat little mod too where you can put a pistol in your thing, but I don't have it activated yet until I get the Sig Sauer. That's how roleplay I am. So so yeah. So that's it. I think I covered everything. And if you sat through this whole thing, more power to you. And hopefully you'll see how the rest of the series plays out. I'm super excited. Next episode, we're going to go out and venture and probably go to Blake Abernathy to pick up some tomatoes and then make our way to Concord and save Preston and his crew and get some XP. We need some XP pretty bad because we're only level 2. And like I said, I can't as easily, I cannot cheese this whole area and just start crafting shelves everywhere like I normally would on survival mode. But yeah, see you in the next video. Toodaloo.